Raptors done?
I believe so. I believe they've been done since they were down 0-2.
Wow, that might have been the best playoff game we've seen this year. Actually, I take that back. It was the best playoff game we've seen so far this year. If you watch this game, then you know what I'm about to say. How many times did you guys find yourselves on the edges of your seats? And what made this game all the more exciting is I can count 5 or 6 different shots that I was like, dang, that's the shot that just gave Boston the win. Or dang, that's the shot that just gave Toronto the win. There are so many things we need to talk about today, such as Kyle Lowry being an absolute monster, Pascal Siakam being the new playoff P, the young guys on the Celtics who keep balling out, Kemba Walker who only had 5 points in 50-something minutes. But regardless of what team you're a fan of, or even if you're not a fan of either team like myself, this is a game where you absolutely have to respect both teams no matter what. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, this might be a unicorn type of thing you're about to see, because you're about to see a Lakers fan praising the Boston Celtics. I'm amazed. I really am amazed. And don't get me wrong, I've been watching you guys throughout the season, so this is really nothing new to me, but that doesn't mean it's not amazing, if that makes sense. Let's start off with the team stats. You guys shot 44% from the field. That's already a good shooting percentage, but in the playoffs, that's an even better shooting percentage. So good job to the Boston Celtics in that regard. But then 41% from 3. Are you kidding me? For those who may not know, 40% from 3 is already pretty much an A+. So to be shooting 41% in a playoff game, not just any playoff game, but the 6th game in the second round of the playoffs in double overtime. Are you kidding me? That is phenomenal. Absolutely nothing negative to say about that whatsoever. And it's not like the Celtics only shot 10 threes and of those 10 they made 4. No, the Celtics shot 19 out of 46 from 3. 19 3-pointers in a second round playoff game? Come on, that is an A+ situation. I have to give that an A, so good job to the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, 31 points and 16 rebounds. And the dude played 51 minutes of basketball. And there's a bunch of players on both teams that played more than 50 minutes, so I'm just gonna give all of them props here at once, but right now we're talking about Jaylen Brown. Do you know how difficult it is to play 51 minutes in an NBA basketball game? 31 points, 16 rebounds, 51 minutes. Jaylen Brown and everyone else who played that amount of time left it all out on the court last night. Jayson Tatum. You know what, Boston fans? Although I am mad that the Lakers did not draft Jayson Tatum, you guys really do have a superstar on your hands. Keep in mind, Jayson Tatum is 22 years old, I believe. Yesterday, he also played 51 minutes, 29 points, 9 assists, 14 rebounds. Guys, that is pretty much a triple-double. And something that the stat sheet won't show you, Jayson Tatum has one of the biggest hearts on the basketball court I've ever seen. You just have to watch this guy to see what I'm talking about, but he has some hustle. That dude has a motor that not everybody has. For instance, yesterday he turned the ball over. Most players turn the ball over and whatever, I'll get it back some other time, I'll make another jumper sometime. No, Jayson Tatum sprints down the court. He beats everybody else. And what does he do? He swats the layup. And that is just that type of basketball heart that you can't teach. Jayson Tatum really does have the heart of a winner, and that is why he was able to lead the Boston Celtics to the conference finals when he was only 19 years old. Jayson Tatum is a true warrior. Jayson Tatum deserves the world when it comes to basketball, and that's all I'm gonna say about him right now. Daniel Tice, oh my goodness, is that even you playing basketball, or is that someone pretending to be you? This guy is playing better this entire series than he did in the entire regular season. Maybe it's because he heard Stephen A. Smith say that Tice comes off the bench, and he was like, what is this guy talking about? I'm a starter. But these past couple games, he's been playing like a monster. Last night, he had 18 points and 7 rebounds. And Brad Stevens said, you know what? This guy's doing well. Let's continue to keep him in the game. Tice played 47 minutes last night, ladies and gentlemen, and his impact also goes beyond the stat line. How many times do you see Tice set a pick and roll for a guard? And the Boston Celtics run that pick and roll to a T. I might even go as far as saying that no one runs the pick and roll in the postseason better than the Celtics. Tice crashes the board pretty much every single shot. He doesn't take a possession off. He's gonna do his best offensively and defensively. The guy's a beast, but he comes off the bench, right, Stephen A? Kemba Walker. Now, I could sit here and get critical of Kemba Walker, but normally I try not to do that because no matter how bad an NBA player plays, they are still an NBA player. You know what I mean? Who am I to be like, oh, you are terrible? But 5 points in 52 minutes for a player of Kemba's caliber, I'm sorry, there's no excuse for that. Now, I will say on the bright side, he did step it up a little bit in overtime. He made a clutch shot or two, probably only one to be honest. He had that clutch mid-range shot, and he had 1 or 2 decent assists down low. But other than that, I'm sorry Kemba Walker, you are too good to only have 5 points no matter what. Marcus Smart, 23 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds, and a whole lot of trash talk. No, but seriously, Marcus Smart is one of those players that I would love to have on my team, but I would hate to have to play against. The dude simply does not value offense or defense more than the other. In my opinion, he had the best perimeter defense season out of any player in the NBA. And like I just said, he does not neglect one side of the ball over the other. Even though Marcus Smart is not always going to put up a triple-double, he is always going to play 100%. So even coming from someone like myself who has never liked the Celtics by nature, Marcus Smart and the rest of the Celtics absolutely killed it last night. Now, before we talk about the Toronto Raptors, if you guys wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, I'd appreciate it. Alrighty, let's talk about the Toronto Raptors. You guys, I am almost as happy for the Raptors to have won as the Raptors fans themselves. The Raptors fans have just been so supportive of this channel. The least I could do is support you guys in your playoff series as well. Now, I don't know if I want to start off on a positive note or on a negative note. Whatever, let's start off on a negative note. Pascal Siakam, are you serious? Come on, man. Every single time you play poorly, I get up here in front of the camera and say you're playing poorly. And I miss the days where I would say that Pascal Siakam is looking like a beast. 12 points on 5 of 19 from the field. And I will say, not only is that very bad, but on the contrary to what I said about Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and all these other guys who played very well, to them, I said that their impact goes beyond the stat line. I could say that there are very poor things that he did that also go beyond the stat line. Not only did he shoot 5 for 19, but how many times is this dude gonna turn the ball over in the clutch? And if it's not a turnover, it's a stupid missed shot. Why are you taking that shot? Why are you making such a bad pass? Are you nervous? Like, what is it? He's a better basketball player than what he's showing this series, or is it that the Boston Celtics are locking him up better than anybody else has done? It could just be that, because once again, Brad Stevens is a phenomenal coach. You know what? I'm just gonna say it's that the Celtics are locking him up, and here's why. We all know Brad Stevens is a phenomenal coach. For 2 games in a row, he figured out how to stop the Raptors. And it's pretty obvious that Pascal Siakam has one primary move on offense, and it's that stupid spin move that he's always doing and that is very predictable. So my guess is Brad Stevens has figured all of that out. He's put 2 and 2 together, and that is why the Celtics are able to make Pascal Siakam look so terrible on offense. So that's what my guess is, but for all I know, maybe Pascal Siakam is just choking the game up for himself. So seriously, Pascal Siakam, this should tell you that this offseason you need to add more offensive moves to your arsenal. And once again, I don't say that to hate, because at the end of the day, these are NBA players and I'm just a guy making a YouTube video. But just how I spoke so highly of Pascal Siakam earlier in the year, it's only right if I keep that same energy when he doesn't play well. So Pascal Siakam, you are a very talented player. You just need to add more moves to your arsenal and stop playing so poorly against the Celtics. Come on, dude. OG. If the Raptors win this series, I think OG deserves a bonus. 13 and 13 on nearly 50% shooting. Now, 13 points in and of itself isn't something spectacular, like woohoo, 13 points, right? But it's the manner in which he scores these 13 points. He had a couple points in overtime, and I'm sure you all remember that super clutch 3 he hit last night. And that's not to mention the clutch 3 he hit in game 3, I believe it was. So OG, that's the guy that I would take to battle any day of the week. VanVleet and Norman Powell. These 2 guys have the heart of champions. Talk about playing defense every single possession. These guys do not shy away from the big moment. We see a lot of players players, even some on their own team, not play as well in the postseason. But these guys are just continuing to play at a higher and higher level every single night. VanVleet had 21, 7, and 9 in 51 minutes of play. And Norman Powell had 23 points last night. And Norman Powell in overtime looked like he was a star player. If it wasn't for those two guys, I guarantee the Raptors would have lost yesterday. What Fred VanVleet and Norman Powell bring to the Raptors is priceless. They may not have like the coolest moves, they may not be doing the dribble crossover, break your ankles highlight stuff that we see on TV, but I would take Fred VanVleet and Norman Powell over any of that flashy crap any day of the week. And I could make a whole video talking about each of those guys because that is just how valuable they are. But now let's talk about Kyle Lowry. I really don't even know where to begin. Do I begin with his stat line? Do I begin with his defense? Do I begin with his clutch shots? Do I begin with how relentless the dude was last night? I don't want to say he was last night. He's always tried to be a killer on the court. So really, when it comes to Kyle Lowry, I don't even know where to begin. If there is an MVP for yesterday's game, it by far goes to Kyle Lowry. Talk about keeping your team alive. Talk about refusing to lose. Talk about refusing to go back home to Toronto. 33 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, 53 minutes of play, clutch shot after clutch shot, not taking a possession off on defense. Even though he's tired, he's still talking to his players on offense and on defense, telling them what to look out for. And if I didn't say this already, he did all this on 12 of 20 from the field. How many guards are shooting 12 of 20 from the field in the playoffs? Kyle Lowry, you are the real deal, dude. You are the heart and soul of the Toronto Raptors. So phenomenal job not only to Kyle Lowry, but every single player last night. So once again, good job to both teams. I am looking forward to Game 7, you guys. I'm sorry if I pushed this video out later than 10 a.m. Sometimes videos just take longer to make, you know what I mean? But give this video a thumbs up if you watched it all the way through. Comment your thoughts down below. I post a new video on the NBA playoffs around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every single morning. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that, and I promise to keep you guys in the loop on everything going on in the NBA playoffs. Once again, give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you're still here, consider watching this other video I picked out for you down below. Please just watch it. I'm trying to get to 300 subs, so go watch that video. Let me know what y'all think, and hit the like button on that video too. All right, see you guys.